What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? It's me again. I'm back for another Schmoedown reaction video. This time, it's the big one. It's the live event pay-per-view match, starting, of course, with Erwin versus Paul Oyama. The event itself is about to start in about 2 minutes. I am in the live chat right now, talking to some people, and I will be continuing to doing that throughout the match. Obviously, I'm not going to answer any questions too much because I suck at this game, apparently. I will be participating, obviously, but it's nothing too fancy. Got myself some popcorn to enjoy the match, to enjoy the Oyama versus Erwin match. Obviously, you can clearly see, never thought I'd say this, Oyama fan over here. I used to hate this guy in his debut season, but he really won me over in his second season in the Schmoedown, and now I'm legitimately a fan of Paul Oyama. And, well, I attribute a lot of that to his amazing, incredible manager, Winston Marshall. Now, Ethan Erwin, one of the toughest opponents he's ever had to face, but let's not forget, the guy beat Dan Murrell in his debut season, beat Bibiani earlier this season, and, yeah, well, both of these guys have beaten Bibiani at some point, I believe, but or maybe lost to him at some point. I don't know. Something like that. Anyways, like I said, one of the toughest opponents he's ever had to face, and I totally believe he's capable of doing just that. Anyways, I'm going to just stop talking because the match is going to start in 50 seconds. Less, as a matter of fact. And, well, the popcorn's getting cold, so I might as well start eating it. Well, it still has a little bit of heatness to it. And, well, if you're watching this live, like I am, and if you're in the live chat, hello, I guess. I'm gonna write down in the live chat right now, 10 seconds before it starts. Let's go. With a couple of exclamation points. There we go. And now that the match itself is starting. Here we are. Someone just wrote Happy New Year right as the countdown, and well played.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Schmoedown Versus, and what a versus it is tonight. I'm Christian Harloff, joined as always by Mark Baby Carrots Ellis. Mark, this is almost like a mini tournament, if you will, because the two matches we have going on tonight, they're going to play each other. Whoever wins tonight in the first match is going to play the winner of the second match, and then they're going to wind up playing Dangerous Dan Murrell. There really is no undercard tonight.
Yeah.
No, we cut out all those other shining moments in lieu of having just a Final Four for the ages, which is what everyone is about to experience tonight on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Versus. Ben Bateman, the boss, taking on John the Outlaw Roca, two epic competitors looking to etch their faces on the Schmoedown Mount Rushmore. But that's not all, Christian. Before we get there, we have primetime Paul Oyama versus big time Ethan Erwin. And it's not just a battle of time, it's actually a battle for the state of Hawaii, it would appear.
It is for sure. They're both. I wouldn't call Ethan a native yet, but I'm sure if you said, "Hey, you want to stay there?" Probably, I'm not going to argue against it. It's also pretty significant and something that we're very proud of here. And that's why I call it a double main event, because we have two Asian Americans going up against each other tonight, and it is very, very, I think, important with everything that's going on today in the world in general. I am very proud to have both these gentlemen inside of the league as competitors for everything that they've done. I know this means a lot to both of them. I know that they've become close. I know that primetime Paul Oyama looks up to Ethan Erwin. Erwin respects Oyama. So this is going to be a very great match overall to see. But like you said, it's that main, well, I can't even call it that, but it's that second match tonight between Roca and Bateman. I mean, you talk about two guys who, Mark, simply don't like each other. And this is from their days back when they feud between Team Action and the top 10 team that was epic battles. I mean, hell, Andrew Guy tackled Roca at Spectacular 2. Then Bateman joined the Horsemen in the exchange. And like, oh, okay, they're working together. They hosted backstage and cancel all of it out because they do not like each other. And the winner of that match will face the winner of Erwin and Oyama tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a barn burner for sure for both of these matches. And, you know, you touch on the history of the movie Trivia Schmoedown, particularly with these four competitors. And so Bateman and Roca will get to, but right now with Prime Time and Big Time, you mentioned respect there, but these are also two fellas who both feel like they have the right and they have been able to hoist belts. And so the movie Trivia Schmoedown has a highway, Christian, and that highway leads directly to a championship belt. The quickest way to stay on that highway, get a win right here, right now.
That's right. 7 overall championships between all 4 of these gentlemen tonight. So there's a lot of championships. And to be fair, John Roca holds 4 of those championships. Yeah. So this is going to be
2 divisions.
Some event because, you know, like we said, somebody is going to play Dan Murrell again. They've all faced him. The question is, who's going to face him for that championship this season? They all want to do it. They're all going to, I don't know. It's going to be spectacular. But when you draw the attention to both Erwin and Oyama, primetime Oyama, Paul Oyama started out as a rookie, really had a great run, won his championship, only lost once that season to Ben Bateman. And Erwin was in his sophomore season trying to get back to that belt, almost in the position that Oyama was in his second season, but Erwin was circling Oyama and was almost there. And I remember being in New York in the locker room when Oyama was playing Jeff Snyder and Erwin was there, and they had this kind of stare off between the two of them. It's like, eventually this match is going to happen, and they both knew it. And here we are today. And Oyama coming off a great free-for-all win. And a big win that he had in the beginning of the season to start the season against William Bibiani. And Erwin had a great run last season. So this is a main event. Anywhere you go, any live event, this is massive.
Yeah, both of these guys feel like they have the momentum going into this matchup. It's 2 3-round matches tonight, but man, these could be 5-round matches. And indeed, we could see one of these gentlemen compete in a 5-round match sooner rather than later. Now, you said the word spectacular, and while that doesn't happen until December, this sort of feels like a big sneak preview of that. For more on how we got here tonight, we could be yapping all day. That's what Christian and I are good at. But what is the Schmoedown great at? These promos.
Paul Oyama still a champion. He's going to Spectacular. He will face the winner of the...
Who do you see coming up through the singles tournament as potentially being your biggest threat to that thing there? He might consider himself to be here in this building tonight. He might have played in the last match. Not that I'm trying to influence your opinion or anything.
I mean, yeah, I'd be stupid to overlook what happened before this, but also I'd love to rematch the kid, and anything can happen. So I'm excited to play whoever comes out of it.
Ethan Erwin versus Paul Oyama.
This match with Oyama has been a long time coming.
I know Oyama says he's afraid to play me, so depending on how it goes tonight, he should just hang on to it, and I'll get there.
And your winner, Prime Time, Paul Oyama!
Uncle Boom, we can't recall in past lives. A pigeon sat on a branch reflecting on existence.
Oh, hey.
Hey, look, today I'm playing Ethan Erwin. It's kind of a big deal. I've been waiting for this match for a long time.
He's one of the people that sort of was inspiring to me. He came a year before I did. Fellow Asian American competitor. I've always thought that was a cool connection. I love his sort of dry sense of humor, and I want to show what I'm made of against him. And I think that's the kind of matchup that I find myself wanting right now.
I have followed Paul's career since he was a young upstart, all the way to becoming movie trivia champion. The guy is a monster, but I myself have taken down more than a few titans in this league.
Ethan knows exactly who he is. He has put in the time, put in the matches, put in the work. He is still in the thick of his movie trivia Schmoedown career. Oyama, still pretty young, okay? Still carving out a name for himself in the Schmoedown. Ethan Erwin is in the prime of his career, and that is not when you want to face him, Paul. I'm sorry. Bad timing for you. What a shame.
Poor choice of
I've been
words.
watching movies with the sound off, with Dutch subtitles to really soak that information in, and I feel like I'm a lot more locked in than I've ever been.
You know, not only, to the best of my knowledge, are we the first Asian American duo who are facing each other, you know, we're both former champions. And I think whatever happens, whoever wins, you guys are going to be in for a real treat.
And to finalize my training, I'm here in my sacred training ground. This is what made me a champion. This is my special sacred place that no one else knows where it is, so quite frankly, it's just really special.
Hey. Paul,
What?
this is my spot, man.
What?
What are you doing?
What?
Yours. Let's do this.
Winner gets to keep the spot.
Oyama and Erwin is here. And that was incredible to see where both of these guys have gone in their Schmoedown careers, and to see the meteoric rise of Paul Oyama, the meteoric rise of big-time Ethan Erwin, and now big-time clashes with prime time, and I am ready for it.
It's gonna be a lot
That's
of
right,
time
folks.
with
That
this
was
match.
not a special cutscene
Sorry
from
about
a
that.
new reboot of Lost. That was actually
not to
prime
talk
time.
about
That was
Lost
actually
sometime.
big time on some mountaintop in Hawaii. Why weren't Christian and I invited? We still don't know. Would have been nice.
I know, it makes sense. Who wants
A lot
to?
of fun.
Come on. Mark, I am psyched. I am ready for this event. Are you ready?
I mean, I'm just in lowly Los Angeles, but I guess I'll still ask some movie trivia questions. Let's get it on, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. Introducing first. Representing Swag
Great.
with a record of 8 wins, 3 defeats, and 1 knockout. He is the 2021 free-for-all winner and the former movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, prime time, Oyama! Primetime Paul Oyama, free-for-all winner, teams tournament finalist, former movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world. Paul, you have accomplished a lot in your young career here in the Schmoedown, and you want to keep doing more. I know how much you've talked about playing Ethan. Not only is this a very important match for a lot of different reasons, but for you, what is it about Ethan Erwin that makes this match so special?
Oh, dear God, he's muted, Christian. We can't even hear the trash talk.
He's really just a player that came in and won right away, which is something that I tried to model myself after. And seeing that instant success and the sustained ability to keep his play so high, and with such a love for and passion for movies in a way that I think is somewhat unique. And it's always something that I've really admired. But I got to put myself to the test. And these are the kind of opponents at this point in my career I'm going to be playing in pretty much every single match. And what I have to do here today is come out and get the W. And that's all. It's very simple. You know, we can talk a lot about legacy and all this other stuff, but what matters is who comes in here and comes out with the win. And I aim for that to be me today.
So, Paul, this should be a piece of cake for you because it's only 3 rounds today, and you won the free-for-all. I mean, come on. That was a trial by fire. And so it feels like you have a lot of momentum going into this match. And my question is simple, and it's predicated upon what just went down moments before we went live. Who has a better fate tonight, Ethan Erwin or the spider that was crawling up your leg?
Yeah, I had to fend off a spider in the moments before the match, and I think if that's not emblematic of the way I feel my career's gone, then nothing is, really. You know, I have to be prepared for everything, whether it's a spider, whether it's Ethan, whether it's, you know, the questions that we'll have here today. And thanks to my manager and my faction and everything, I'm locked in and I'm ready to go. You know, he might have a big stature in this league, but I'm in my prime, contrary to what Sam Levine would have you think.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of people arguing against that, Paul. What I will say, though, here is that this does mean that the winner of this is going to play either Bateman or Roca. Do you think about any of that stuff going into it, or you have to just focus on big time?
You can't. If 1% of my brain power is thinking about who's next, then I'm probably going to lose to Ethan. So you have to be locked in. And he's an opponent. Again, you have to take incredibly seriously. And I can't expend any of my energy or brain power thinking about anything else but this match, these questions, and this here today.
Fair enough. Well, good luck to you, sir, and we'll see you in just a moment. And his opponent, representing the usual suspects, with a record of 13 wins, 6 defeats, and 5 knockouts.
Wow, what a record.
He is the former Movie Trivia Schmoedown Champion of the World, Ethan Big Time Erwin. Big Time Ethan Erwin out and about relaxing in Hawaii, my friend. I have to say, as much as we see you and then you're talking at Paul on the mountaintop, are you hanging out? Are you quizzing each other? Are you trying to check out who knows more while you're sizing each other up out there in the beautiful Hawaii winds?
A little bit. You know, on our we went for that lovely hike the other day, and you know, obviously we both love talking about movies, but at the same time, there's always just a little bit like, is this a leading question, or can I get him to divulge a little bit more? But no, we've been able to hang out a few times, have dinner. It's really been great to see him and get to know him better.
Impressive green screen work from the folks at Disney to make Ethan, who is currently in Toledo, look like he's in Hawaii. Ethan, people go to Hawaii to relax and go on vacation, get away from the stress of everyday life, yet you find yourself in a very stressful match. So how have you been able to keep that competitive fire stoked while you are in the land of chill?
Fortunately, I have been able to continue working not just at Movie Trivia, but at my day job throughout this, which has kept me sharp. And as I've said before, I think in other interviews, I'm very lucky that my job affords me the ability to basically study movie trivia and get paid for it.
Ethan, last question before we get started here, too. What does it mean tonight? I know that Paul has talked about it. You guys are and again, I call this a double main event, the 2 first Asian Americans to be competing tonight in a main event to potentially get to this #1 contender match.
I think it means a lot. I'm really excited about it. Honestly, I wanted to look back and see if it had happened before, but I'm glad to be the first. I'm glad it's finally happened. You know, I talked to him backstage in New York before he played Snyder, and I said, I want you to, you know, hang on to that belt, and he did. And I wish him all the best. It's a real victory.
All right, well, good luck to you, Ethan. We are going to now bring in Primetime. All right, Mark, our competitors have arrived, and the rules of round #1, please, sir.
Well, the first rule is my birthday's in a month, so Ethan, if Iron Man's available, just so you know, rules of round #1 are as follows, gentlemen. 8 questions from 8 different corners of movie trivia, Schmoedown know-how. Each question is worth 1 point. There is no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing. At least there isn't in round #1. Wink, wink. Each competitor will have 15 seconds to get that correct answer written down. As soon as Christian and myself ask the question, once we ask you by name or nickname to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote to your camera at the same time you verbalize your attempt into the microphone. Each competitor has 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. You're not sure you heard a question right, you want to buy yourself another 15 seconds, use a repeat/jeté rule. You also each have 1 challenge you may utilize at any point throughout the match. We'll bring in managers, we'll all deliberate to our heart's content, and then it will ultimately be your manager that confirms and ratifies if said challenge is taking place. And because this is a virtual match, we will allot a little bit of extra time just in case there is some sort of internet lag from our SoCal abode to over the waters in Hawaii. Christian, they look ready. They look prepared. This is going to be a good one.
All right, so we start with Ethan. Are you ready?
Always be closing.
Prime time.
Set your clock. Let's do this.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown. Round number 1. Question number 1. We're going to start with family films here, boys, and we start with Battle of the Smithsonian and Secret of the Tomb are entries in what family fantasy film franchise?
And a reminder to all of our lovely patrons who are watching this live, no answers in the chat, even jokey ones. Christian, Ronnie B. Good says that I haven't seen Endgame because of Iron Man. What happens?
4, 3, stop that. 2, 1. Pens down, hands up, please. We start with Ethan Erwin.
Night at the Museum.
Night at the Museum.
Yes, sir. Prime time.
Night at the Museum.
Question 2 coming up. It's 1-1.
All right, and that is in the world of comic book movies. And your question for a point. Who plays Oswald Cobblepot, also known as the Penguin, in the film Batman Returns?
Well, it wasn't me, Mark.
I'm confused, Christian. I don't know. What happened to Ethan Erwin's whiteboard since that promo was filmed?
Can I tell you what? It really happened. That.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up, please. And Paul.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Yes, Ethan.
Danny DeVito.
2-2. And now we get to question 3. That's famous actors and actresses who starred in the 90s films Falling Down, Disclosure, and The American President.
You know, to be honest,
Okay.
just for the joke, because you
Had
made
some
it,
good
I would have
questions I
written
knew,
down
and
Christian
then
Harloff's my answer for
Fell
number 2.
flat out of my face.
I like Ethan's samurai look he's got going on, by the way. I really dig it. 5,
Hey, look at that.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up, please. And now we go to Ethan.
Fun fact: it's Michael Keaton's real name, Michael Douglas.
Sure. Wonder. Thank you for actually writing Michael Douglas, though, because I don't want to deal with that challenge. And now, Paul.
Michael Douglas.
Yes. All right. So now we get to question 4.
And that is in the world of crime movies. And your question, F. Gary Gray directed Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler in what 2009 vigilante action thriller about an honorable family man whose wife and daughter are murdered in a home invasion? Good Lord.
Don't you hope that no one repeats that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a mouthful, and it's a harrowing mouthful. I feel bad.
Do you?
Yeah, did you hear what I read?
Oh. 5,
Terrible.
4,
Well, at least I got
3.
2 questions right.
2, 1. Pens down, hands up, Paul Oyama.
Literally the same plot as Without Remorse. A law-abiding citizen.
Okay.
Yes. And Ethan.
Law-abiding citizen.
We are still tied up 4-4 as we get to question 5. So no one's surprised. They are tied up going into question 5. We're going to go with directors. Which filmmaker directed the comedies Road Trip, School for Scoundrels, and Due Date?
Just further proof, Ethan Erwin, that you can be very successful without having good penmanship, Christian.
Oh, yeah. It's 5.
Shots
Or
fired.
a whiteboard. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up, please. And we start with Ethan.
I do have the answer. It is Todd Phillips.
Yes, sir. And Paul.
Those films all come from the twisted mind of Todd Phillips.
They do
The
indeed.
visionary, twisted mind.
Well, now we get to... Well, go ahead, Mark. You do it.
It's in the world of comedies, everyone.
Oh!
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Todd Phillips doesn't make them anymore. But here's a question about one who does. For a point, who stars as a man thrust into an international spy plot that he mistakenly thinks is a theater exercise in the 1997 comedy, The Man Who Knew Too Little?
Do you ever feel like answering the question even though it's right in front of you, the answer?
Yes, and
Yeah.
we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, hands up. We start with Paul Oyama.
Shout out to the poet laureate, Bill Murray.
Yes, sir. And Ethan Erwin.
All right.
Milbury.
All right. So we see ourselves at 6-6, tied between the two former champions. And now we get to question 7. Mystery films. Which Academy Award winning actress plays airplane engineer Kyle Pratt, whose daughter goes missing on board in a flight plan?
Yeah, so me and my buddy
Like I said,
Jack,
got the
who
first
is
two
watching
questions
tonight,
out of
we
my
went to go see The
system.
Man Who Knew Too Little.
I don't
It's
need
just
to,
not funny. I'm sorry. I love Bill
answer
Murray.
anymore.
Thank you very little. 5, 4,
Couldn't do it.
3,
Sorry, Paul.
2, 1. Pens down,
That's
hands
what they're
up.
going for.
And now we go to Ethan.
Jodie
Brody
Foster.
Joster.
Thank you. And Paul.
Subject of a funny conversation between me and Ethan recently. Jodie Foster.
I'm sure. And now it is 7-7. And so where we go right now, this is question 8. Both gentlemen have 7. If they both hit it, then they're going to get a bonus question. So here is the 8th question in round 1.
And it's in the category of action-adventure movies. Gentlemen, and the question, which actress plays Letty Ortiz in the Fast and Furious franchise? Going for a perfect round here. No intel as to whether Jodie Foster directed that scene on the mountaintop between Oyama and
I
Erwin.
thought over the question.
Did you see the new
turns out I don't.
Fast?
It was directed by Meredith.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, hands up. And for the perfect round for Paul.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yes, sir. And Ethan.
Oh, really? He's dropping on our conversation.
I get,
It is 8-8.
Well,
and now both
it's not the
guys
answer
will
I
get
originally had
a
in
bonus
mind, but-
question. You do have to write it down because you both got it. Here it is. Which actor voices the title character in the 2017 animated film The Boss Baby?
Well,
Yeah, I'll get around to
And now we're
watching
back to the question I
F9.
know.
I'm halfway through The Conjuring, and I got to tell you, Christian, I still don't know if the devil did it or not.
The new one?
Yeah.
Is it on HBO Max now? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I got to watch that.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yourself.
Let me
You're
know.
not going to watch it.
I will. 4. I like those movies. 3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up, and now we're going to start with Ethan.
Alec Baldwin.
Yes, and Paul.
Weird because he's retired from public life. Alec Baldwin.
All right, so perfect rounds for both. Perfect rounds. It is 9-9. 9-9 perfect rounds. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting to round number 2. It is the wheel round. Mark, how's it go?
2 perfect rounds, and that doesn't make the writers happy, which means round 2 cometh, and round 2 is the wheel round. The wheels don't go to Hawaii if I don't, so it's virtual.
right now, so,
Each competitor
you know.
gets a spin at that thar wheel. Once you settle
fun
on a
to-
particular
for the moment.
slice, you're going to hear 4 questions in that particular realm of Schmoedown goodness. Each question is worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is available in round 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which smart people tell us is correct. At that point, the value of the question does drop to 1. And so, Christian, it is 9-9. And so just by proxy of bringing in prime time, he is going to go maybe first, maybe second. It's really going to be up to Ethan.
Oh, yeah, right. Gosh, I think I will spin first.
All right,
Okay.
so Ethan's going to spin first. So with that, we're going to drop out Paul Oyama. We're going to bring in Sam Levine, who'll talk to Ethan for 60 seconds.
Hey, buddy. You wanted to spin first just because you didn't want to wait any longer to hang out with me, right?
Yeah.
Sounds right.
He's definitely thinking about answering.
Hi there.
Okay, great. Well, I mean, what more can I ask of you? You're running absolutely perfect. So there's literally nothing you need to hear from me. You feeling good? You catch some waves today?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good on that. Yeah,
Okay.
No, we did a really, really nice bike ride. Though it was really lovely. Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
Let's spin the wheel while he's still got internet.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, Sam.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. And
I feel like this is a different wheel than we talked about.
Yeah, that is 100% correct. This is not the wheel that we were sent.
it's a
Roberto
different wheel,
Rodriguez.
folks. So what we might have to do is we might have to take a quick break and
What
get
is
that
it?
right wheel loaded because we definitely want to make sure Ethan's internet is on time, and we definitely want to not draw the ire of famed celebrity and Wonder Year star Sam Levine. And
Thank
so
you
what
very
we
much.
might have to do is switch that wheel up. Is that the right wheel, gentlemen?
I would just
This looks correct to me.
Good. Let's give it a spin then. You see how easily? See, no challenge is necessary. Just four fellas working it out
Love it.
in front of the world.
Whoa!
Oh,
Okay, I
no.
challenge.
Yeah, this is not the correct wheel.
It was the other wheel after all.
Spinner's choice 11 times on it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is opponent's choice.
Oh, well.
And so what's going to happen now is we're going to have to drop out the usual suspects, bring in Team Swag, Paul Oyama and Winston, and see if they want to saddle Ethan with a tough category. They'll have 60 seconds now.
Winston, same thing we talked about. I'm confident in keeping with that plan. And I think we're going to give him Audrey Hepburn.
Hey, baby, you know what time it is. It's prime time, baby. Happy Pride Month, and I'm proud to hand Audrey Hepburn to Big Time. So let's go, baby.
All right, thank you to Swag. So now we're going to bring in Ethan. All right, so Ethan, you're going to get 4 questions
Harris is
in the
killing
realm
me.
of Audrey Hepburn. Are you ready? Ethan, can you hear me?
All right. If
I am.
If
Got a big
Ethan's
delay.
internet's lagging just a little bit, then we are going to ask Swag to be a
Yes,
little
I
lenient
did it
with
that
the
way.
time.
All right, here we go, Ethan. Here's question 1. You'll find the
wait.
character.
Cool. Am
Yeah.
I good? You see me now?
Yeah, I can see it. Here we go. Here's the question. You'll find the characters Professor Henry Higgins, Alfred P. Doolittle, and Colonel Hugh Pickering in what Hepburn film? It's correct for 2 points.
My Fair Lady.
Here's question 2.
Ethan, do us a favor. Can you just keep your hands up during the round 2 questioning, please? Thank you, sir.
All right, here's question 2.
Still, your
Which
measures can't get here
Oscar
fast enough.
nominee co-stars with Audrey in the film Two for the Road as Mark Wallace?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Alec Guinness, B, Rex Harrison, C, Albert Finney, D, Henry Fonda?
D. Henry Fonda.
It's incorrect. Paul, for the potential steal, which Oscar nominee co-stars with Audrey in the film Two for the Road as Mark Wallace? Is it A, Alec Guinness, B, Rex Harrison, C, Albert Finney, D, Henry Fonda?
He's incredible in this movie. It's Albert Finney, C.
Yes, sir. 1 point.
And
All right, 1 point steal for Oyama. Here is the next one. Audrey Hepburn starred in what 1956 epic war film based on a famous Russian novel?
War and Peace.
Yes, sir. 2 more points for Ethan Erwin. And Ethan, your final question here in the round. Here it is. Cary Grant romances Audrey Hepburn after meeting on holiday in the French Alps in what 1963 mystery film?
Charade.
For 2 more points. Ethan Erwin doing pretty good there, only allowing 1 steal on opponent's choice, and he finds himself with a 5-point lead over Oyama. And now it is Paul Oyama's turn to spin, so we're going to remove Ethan and bring in Winston Marshall. 60 seconds. Winston.
There's nothing more beautiful than when a plan comes together. Let me tell
I
you
love it
something.
when a
It
plan
really
comes
is
together.
prime time. It is ninja power time, baby. Let's go. How you feeling, son?
I feel really good. Yeah. I mean, again, he's a great player. That's honestly all I can really ask out of a round 2 is just that he doesn't get the full points. So
exactly, the fact that we could get a steal off of him at all is massive. And so now what we do is we got
to do our job now.
Oh, we got to do our job, and I know you will. But that's why I put on your old school look. You know what I'm saying? So like, let me be the bad boy to your good boy. Whatever. Bring up the wheel. Let's go.
All right, here comes the wheel. And here is the spin.
All right, we are going to get a note from production once we land on a slice, just to make sure that everything's kosher. The wheel is spinning, and it does appear to be movie release dates.
Movie release date, 60 seconds to decide.
I mean, so we're up 5. I kind of think I feel like I should take it, even though I know the other stuff I kind of want more. But I think I'm gonna keep it, Winston.
I don't hate that. You're really good with calendars. I mean, your nickname is Primetime, so let's keep it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
All right, so Paul Oyama going to choose movie release dates.
All right, Paul. Here we go. You chose movie release dates. Never put that release dates time thing together, but it does make sense. And now that Ethan is back, we will begin Paul Oyama's questioning. Both competitors, please keep your hands up in case of a steal and that good stuff. Paul, 4 questions in the world of movie release dates worth 2 points each, unless you need multiple choice. Your first one, what year saw the release of the Robert Altman film MASH?
1970.
Is correct for 2 points, and Oyama on the board in round 2. The lead of Erwin cut to 3. He can cut it to 1 with this next question. In the world of movie release dates, Tom Hanks starred in Big, and what other film in 1988?
Tom Hanks, 1988. Okay, that's not Splash. That's
I'm gonna go to multiple
Is it
choice.
Joe versus the
All
Volcano?
right, your 4 options for a point. Is it A, Turner and Hooch, B, Nothing in Common, C, The Burbs, or D, Punchline?
Okay, not what I had in mind. I'm gonna guess the
Burbs.
Is incorrect. And so for a potential 1-point steal, Ethan, I'm going to give you the question and your multiple choice options again. Tom Hanks starred in Big, and what other film in 1988? Is it A, Turner and Hooch, B, Nothing in Common, C, The Burbs, or D, Punchline?
Then Turner and Hooch, I guess.
I'm gonna go with D, Punchline.
The most accurate movie about stand-up comedy ever made, right, Christian? That is correct for a point. And now, all of a sudden, just like that, Ethan Erwin gets a steal off of Oyama. We go back to Paul for his penultimate movie release dates question. And that is, what year saw films released in the following franchises? Jaws, Star Wars, Superman, and James Bond.
1980. I think.
5, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
First one.
I can do that. All right. You have 2 remaining. And your question, what year saw films released in the following franchises? Jaws, Star Wars, Superman, and James Bond.
Superman 2. No, wait.
5, 4, 3, 2.
One more repeat.
Second one.
All right. You have 1 JTO remaining. What year saw films released in the following franchises? Jaws, Star Wars, Superman, and James Bond.
Okay. I'm guessing 1980. That's when I think Superman 3 came out. I think. I know Empire Strikes Back was on that year.
5,
Jaws maybe, and
4,
Bond, I don't know.
3, 2.
Multiple choice.
All right. Your multiple choice options for a point. Is it A, 1977,
No.
B, 1980, C, 1983, or D, 1987?
It's definitely 80.
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
1983.
He thought his way through it, Christian, and he eventually arrived at the correct answer for a point. And so now, in a tough movie release dates category, Oyama has one more question worth 2 points here, and it could possibly pull him to within one of Erwin's lead. Here we go. In what year were the Mall Cop comedies Observe and Report and Paul Blart Mall Cop released?
2013, I think.
2009.
Ken Knapsack knows that was a good year for Mall Cops. That is correct for 2 points, and it's a 1 point lead for Big Time over Prime Time as we head into round 3.
What a match it was. A steal by Oyama, a steal by Erwin, and it's a 1 point game headed into round number 3. Mark, what are the rules around number 3?
Oh, there's rules. That's right. There are rules. This is the round that will determine the match, gentlemen. You each will hear 3 questions total. Your first question is worth 2 points. Your next one, 3 points. Your final question, 5 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round 3. How do we get those questions? Well, you're going to give us a hand. We need a series of numbers from each of you. 3 numbers from each competitor between 1 and 20. You may not pick the same 3 integers as your opponent because each numeral corresponds to a different category of movie, trivia, Schmoedown, mystery. It is a 1 point lead for Ethan Big Time Erwin. So, Ethan, you have the luxury of giving us your 3 most destined numbers first. From 1 to 20, what 3 numerals feel fortunate?
I will do 17, 1, and 7.
17, 1, and 7 for Big Time and for Prime Time.
12, 8, and 15.
12, 8, and 15 for Oyama. All right, so now we are going to remove Paul Oyama and bring in Sam Levine for 60 seconds. 60 seconds, Sam.
Dude! Opponent's choice in this match, this intense match, and you come away with a 1 point lead. That is enormous. When people look back at this match, I don't care what happens. I hope they pay attention to that moment and realize how awesome it is. You crushed your round 2. I'm so glad you got that steal. Punchline is, as Mark Ellis can tell you, the most accurate movie about stand-up comedians ever made. You know, when you have the locker room beneath the club and all. You got this, man. I mean, you know what to do in round 3. You have played more round 3s in a beautiful, perfect way than anyone I know. So, I don't know. You want to talk about anything else with our spare time, or
no? We can call it.
No, we're good. I'll see you.
Okay, cool. I'll see you after the win, man.
All right, thank you to the suspects, and now we're going to bring back Swag. 60 seconds, guys, starting now.
It's funny. It's clear that Sam meant he'll see Ethan after your win, but it's fine.
We'll see.
He didn't finish the sentence. I think Ethan's internet cut him off or something like that. So look, man, well done in round 2. That was a great steal off of Ethan. Obviously, movie release dates is one of those things where it's like we know them pretty well, but they can be a little bit of a mother. Yep. And now we're just gonna push it behind. 1 point don't mean a damn thing. What it means is now when we get our 3 questions, if Ethan doesn't stack up, well. Oh, well. Yeah. So how you feeling?
Time to put in the work. Time to put the pressure on him and put in the work and push it to the end.
Push it all the way to the limit. You got 1 JTE left, so save it for something that you feel like you really are going to snatch.
Absolutely.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, really use that appropriately. But other than that, baby, let's go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're good.
All right. Thank you to Winston. And now we bring back Erwin. All right, Mark. So our competitors are back, and we're going to start with primetime Paul Oyama, who has to hit his 2 in order to bounce it back to Ethan Erwin. And Paul Oyama, he chose category 12.
That's right, Christian. He did just that, and that corresponds to the world of animated movies. Animated films, Paul. And to take a lead over Big Time, your question for 2 points. Who provides the voice of the main character Emmett in the Lego movie?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
It's a battle of time, Christian, and now Prime is on top of Big, so we go to Ethan.
All right, so now Ethan Erwin, he chose for his 2 point question, he chose directors for category 17.
Directors. Ethan's met a few of them in his day, and now he's going to field a question about one. Ethan, for 2 points and to regain a 1 point lead, This comedian made his directorial debut with the 1968 film The Producers, which also got him an Oscar for Best Screenplay.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
One of the best to ever do it in either category. That is correct for 2 points. And so now back to a 1-point lead for Big Time. We go back
Officially
to
got more
Prime
answers
Time,
right
who
this round
could
than
potentially have a
round
2-point lead if he gets his 3-pointer correct.
That's right, Mark. He needs to hit his 3-pointer to get himself to 20. He chose category 8. He's got musicals.
He's got musicals. And Paul, your question for a lead of 2 points is, what musical has the songs Science Fiction Double Feature and Damn It, Janet?
The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Bring rice when you go to a screening, everybody. Trust me on that one. It's fun to throw during the wedding scene. That is correct for 3 points. And now we go back to Ethan, who finds himself once again trailing to Oyama.
Yes, Ethan Erwin, now to hit his 3-pointer, he chose category 1. He went to category 1, and it's going to put him in the world of crime.
The seedy world of crime movies. Ethan's never been there in real life, but he's seen a lot of movies based on it. So here we go for 3 points. And to regain your lead, Ethan, Tupac Shakur made his first starring role as Roland Bishop in 1992 in a film alongside Omar Epps and directed by Ernest R. Dickerson. What was that movie?
Juice.
Is delicious and is also correct for 3 points. So now, Christian, here's where we find ourselves. It's a 1-point lead once again for Ethan, Big Time Erwin. And now we go back to Paul, Primetime Oyama, for a 5-pointer he's got to have.
That's right. If Paul Oyama hits it, he bounces it back to Ethan and needs Ethan, and then will force Ethan to try to win with his 5. However, if he misses on this category, Ethan Erwin will win the match and await the winner of Bateman and Roca. So, Paul Oyama, he chose category 15, and that puts him to new releases. New releases.
New releases. It's not just a famous section at Blockbuster anymore. It's a movie trivia Schmoedown category that could give Oyama a sizable lead here. Paul, your question to stay alive in the match for 5 points in the category of new releases. Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead directed what 2020 sci-fi thriller starring Anthony Mackie and Jamie Dornan?
What?
I love these guys' movies. It's synchronic.
I was on Doug Benson's podcast with him a couple weeks ago. That is correct for 5 points, and now it is a big lead for Oyama. Christian, I said it before, I'll say it again. We go back to Big Time for a 5-pointer he's got to have.
So Ethan Erwin needs to hit the 5. If he hits it, he beats Paul Oyama. However, if he misses the 5-pointer, Paul Oyama will go on to play the winner of Bateman and Roca. So Ethan Erwin, he chose category 7. That's an actor, and that's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, man, it's a handsome actor at that. And so now, Ethan, your question for 5 points and the win. Jeffrey Donovan plays Robert F. Kennedy in what 2010's DiCaprio film?
J. Edgar.
And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Big Time, Ethan Erwin. And a lot of times, I apologize. It was Big Time who does it.
Wow,
hey, it's a blooper.
Steve Harvey moment.
It was. But hey, it was a hell of a match. Hell of a match there, and Big Time defeats Prime Time in the match here. What a match it was. It's a 1 point win and 2 points to go to the usual suspects. Hell of a battle, and congratulations to both Sam Levine and Ethan Erwin for a great match, guys. Great match. So we'll see you in just a minute. You guys will both talk to Jen Sturger, and then we'll be talking to the patrons that will have a Q&A session with you in just a moment. So thank you, guys, and we'll see you in a bit. What a match. It was an incredible match. And man, it was something to watch. And I also would like to make a note, something that I had said earlier. I also would like to make it clear that Mara Kanopik and Chandra Dandapani also were two Asian Americans who did play against each other, and this was still a monumental match between the two. But I also wanted to make that note inside of it too. So not to disparage that great match that both those great competitors had also. But we are very, very excited, very excited for this match. This was something incredible. They did exactly what they said they were going to do, what we thought they were going to do, and Big Time does it again. He is now 14-6. 14-6 is how now he awaits the winner of Roca and Ben Beeman.
It was a test of wills. It was a test of might. It was a test of knowledge, even more advanced than Christian and I trying to juggle the names Big Time versus Prime Time. And Sam Levine, with quips like that, you might one day have your own locker next to mine at the Toledo Funny Bone. Toledo, just a stone's throw from where Ethan currently is broadcasting, Christian. And you know that it's got to be a celebratory mood. Him and Oyama have such respect for each other, but they're competitors at heart. And you know each one desperately wanted to get that W today. Oyama played fantastic, but Erwin gets the win at the end of the evening. And now we do go to our very own Jen Sturger, who's going to have an exclusive interview with both Sam Levine and his competitor, Ethan Big Time Erwin.
Congratulations, gentlemen. I see you've already got a glass. The party has started. Ethan, what did this match mean to you guys?
Oh, a lot. I haven't played a singles match in like a year. So to be able to get right back in it meant a lot. To play against Paul, who I respect greatly and have become friends with, and just to be able to play against him was tremendous. And this is for him because really I could have gone either way.
The respect you two had for each other, it was just so evident throughout this entire match. Like, how did that come about? And honestly, like, did the win mean more because it was against someone that you respect so greatly?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, look, I respect everybody I play against, but knowing the level that he plays at and still to be able to eke out the most, tiniest of victories was, yes, it feels very good. I know I'm going to face him again. This is not the last time this match is going to happen. So, yeah, but I feel great. I'm excited to see who I take on next.
Walk me through what was happening in your head when you guys hit opponent's choice.
I mean, it seems to happen somewhat regularly to me every time I play now. So yeah, really I knew it was going to be Audrey Hepburn, so I tried to do a little studying, in advance, but obviously not enough. Because I didn't get every question right. But no, I was like, oh well, let's see how it goes. That might be the game. But I was glad about how it went.
Sam, the suspects have kind of been struggling a little bit here. So does this win carry a little bit more of like a moral victory for you guys in terms of like gaining some momentum and moving forward?
Absolutely. I mean, look, it's no secret that within the suspects faction, we have so many younger players, so many rookies, and they all look up to Ethan and Drew McWeeny. I mean, they are epic players. And so I know what a victory like this is going to mean, not just for the faction point-wise, but for the morale. And I know that this is going to make everyone kind of up the level of their game. So I'm hoping this will be the match that kicks us going again and puts the suspects up in the standings.
Now, Ethan, you are obviously going to get the winner of Bateman versus Roca coming up here. Do you have a preference?
I mean, look, I've played Roca a bunch of times. I've beat him most of those times. So I feel, in some ways it's the devil but I've always wanted to play Bateman. So I'm truly excited for either outcome.
Sam, I saw you raise your eyebrows there.
Well, I'm hoping for a Black Sunday type outcome where nobody leaves alive.
With those two involved, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. So congratulations again today, gentlemen, and best of luck in your next match. We'll see who it's going to be against.
Thanks.
Obviously, a very happy Ethan Erwin and Sam Levine, and as Jen said, Suspects needed this one. This was a big win for them. You could see it because it was funny. You could see Sam. He was on the edge of his seat for that punchline steal. He knew it. And he's like, come on. And I wish we could have shown it because I could see it when Ethan said it. Sam looked like he was at the World Series when the Cubs won it because he was so pumped because he knew it. And he knew how big that steal was. That steal was crucial, and it ultimately won in the match because he got back those points. But what a match it was. It was everything that we thought it was going to be. And there's really no losers in this match, right? Because Paul had the movie release dates. He gambled, and he still did pretty well. He just had that one steal, and he played it very well in that other one where he took his time on the multiple choice, and he got there. He played it well.
He certainly did, and I know that you were very excited during round 2 because you actually knew a question. You would have nailed punchline, as would have I, but that's because we're old, washed-up comedians. Paul Oyama played pretty much lights out, but he just had a couple hiccups on some tough movie release date questions. It's been a category that a lot of folks have come into very confident and can be one of those snake bit wheel slices where you're just not sure if you ever want to take it again. I'm sure Jen is going to ask him about that, but overall, Ethan played well, as did Oyama. Neither competitor should be hanging their heads at all. And for some reaction from Team Swag, we're now going to go back to Jen Sturger for an interview with both primetime Paul Oyama and his manager, Winston Marshall.
Winston, I think this is the most serious I've seen you look, despite the sunglass choice.
Yeah, it's because I've never lost to Sam before. This really hurts a lot, you know. That was the one dude I had his number. He couldn't touch me. Every time we got in the ring, he'd crack a joke, I'd crack a joke, and then they would end, and I'd be laughing, and he would, say yes and to whatever it is. Like I want to say the last one was he said I slapped him in the mouth when, I wish I could teleport. I would teleport into the ocean right now. But look, I'm going to be real. Paul played an excellent game. Movie release dates is so tricky. It's one of those things that we have studied upside down, backwards, and forwards. Paul really is a master of it.
That's a category
Today
we
we just got some tricky
for,
ones, man. It happens, and it's all good. It's sorry, I just saw Sam in the private chat being an ass, so I couldn't keep focused for a second.
Oh my God. All right. Sam, cut it out. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about movie release dates. Did you guys think you guys should have spun again?
No. I think 10 times out of 10, I still take that. If I made any mistakes, and I did make mistakes in the match, really, it was not going for it on like the Superman, Star Wars, James Bond thing. I was feeling 83, but then I got nervous. I was like, I don't think Superman 3 is 1983. And then I got in my head a little bit about it. And then I was also like, well, The Burbs is 89, I'm pretty sure. But then I feel like I thought I knew the dates for the other movies as well. Just tough. Really not going for it is the big mistake there. Because it's like, against Ethan, who is such a good round 3 player, you have to expect him to hit all his questions. And to at least go in tied is really important.
Paul, what year were you born?
97.
I rest my case, okay? Like, that's a lot to keep. Like, for me, I don't know how it is for you. I'm a little bit older than some of the competitors, especially the younger batch. And so it's like when you guys get movies that are, pre your birth date, like, sometimes it's tough to keep those in mind, at least in my opinion.
Not for me, honestly. That was just a gameplay mistake.
Okay,
honestly.
it's just me being dumb.
I don't mean to call you dumb. Sorry, Jen.
You're not.
No, again, like in that same situation, I would play it the same way. I think, it's just I really should have went for it. I should have had the game score in my head and remembered that if I went for it, I'm either tied or down 3, I think, and or down 4, I guess. But like, still, that puts you in the same sort of basic range. Like as long as I hit the 5, he still pushed his 5. So I should have been smarter about that and gone for it. And that's going to eat at me for a little bit. But honestly, I played really well in general in this match. What can you do? The guy spins opponent's choice and just gets a bunch of questions that he knew and gets his 5 just like that. And it was, he took no time for it. It was just right there for him. So I can't really, outside of the 2 kind of things in round 2, what else could I have done really?
Paul, we know your thoughts on Ethan before the match. Any thoughts now that you guys have played one another? I know that you guys had already established a friendship and a mutual respect for one another, but
Yeah, he's
How
a
does
bum.
that feel now?
No, just kidding. No, I mean, it hasn't really changed much, honestly. Ethan's still an incredible player. I still think if we play again on any given day, anyone can win that match. I think that if you watch the match, it's kind of obvious that that's the case. But, I mean, he's a great competitor. Hopefully, he kind of continues on his path and takes to the title. I would like, in general, that's how it is with me in sports and other stuff. It's like the person you lose to, you want to be the person that wins. It makes yourself feel, tiny morsel better, I suppose. But I mean, he's still an incredible competitor, and I'd love to play him again and bring my A+ game. Today was my A game, but I needed that A+, I think, to come out with the W.
So I have to address the elephant in the room still. You still have that free-for-all shot that you earned.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Any thoughts on what you might be doing with that?
No, I mean,
Wow.
the belt situation's looking interesting, and honestly, at least 3 of the 4 leagues, I think. That's stuff that I'm really looking closely at, paying attention, seeing who's got it, at what moment, what's the right moment to strike. The thing is, when I use it,
Only Damon is in the
I'm
chat
not going to
now.
give the person a Fast and Furious 6 style runway where it's like 20 miles where they know it's coming. I'll use it when I use it, and the champs will know, and they will get a rude awakening in whatever division that happens.
Wait,
to
are
be
you
in.
saying it's going to be like a Money in the Bank scenario where like a match is going to be done and you're just going to walk down the ramp
I mean,
with a stupid...
Sam Levine is on this call. If we've seen anything like that, you never know what can happen. But I mean, who knows how many? All I'm saying is, I'm certainly not going to explain what I'm going to do with my free for all shot in the post match interview of a match I just lost. I will think about it more clearly. I appreciate the question, but this is going to take a little bit more reflecting.
Don't make that face, Jen.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm chopped liver. I understand. Anyways, tough loss, but it's always a pleasure watching you play, Oyama. I feel like I didn't always give you the benefit of a doubt when you came into this league, and now you become one of my favorite competitors to watch play this game. So,
thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. You're one of my top, 100
interviewers,
No, I'm just
and
kidding.
the only person that's here. So that makes sense. Anyways, have a good day, guys. I'm really
Nothing,
sorry
Jen.
about the loss.
I don't get nothing. Damn. Oh.
Thanks, Jen.
Oh.
Back to the desk.
Paul, as you get older, just say thanks, and then that's it.
That was good. That was good. And it's so funny. I did not realize that Oyama and I were born in the same year. And Christian, more importantly, I am proud of Primetime for not backing off that, maybe I should have spun again. He stands by his decision to go with movie release dates. And I stand by our decision to go with movie release dates years ago when it didn't go our way either.
Yeah, I think that we should have been less confident than he was, but I understand what he's right. He should take that category. The ones that he nailed was very impressive, and he said it himself. He played his A game. He just happened. There were a couple things that he did that honestly maybe going that one that he could have tied it up or gotten one over. But either way, this was an amazing match between both competitors and 2 great competitors. These are 2 great competitors, and we saw that today. And now Ethan Big Time Erwin is going to sit back. He will be answering questions, Q&A with the patrons. Will be coming here in just a moment, and then he's going to sit back and watch.
There goes one now.
Yeah, 8 minute row. So here we go. So we're going to bring in Sam Levine and Ethan Erwin.
Congratulations to Ethan. I got 5 questions right in this entire match, which, whatever. I wasn't really planning on getting any questions at all. But, didn't quite go my way. My boy, Paul didn't pull out the win, but it happens from time to time. So, like I said, congratulations to Ethan, the winner. And I'm going to switch my my attire and get myself ready for the Roca versus Bateman match. See you guys later. Goodbye now. Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.